I'm your morning witch, and today is Wednesday, August 6th. Wednesday, August 6th. So, good morning and happy Wednesday. Alright, so it's Witchy Wordy Wednesday, and instead of having an actual word or words or a phrase, we're going to talk about an idea today. It was brought up. I was actually watching Peace, Love, and Tea Leaf. She goes live on TikTok and does tarot readings. And I was watching her live maybe over the weekend. I don't know. But we were talking, Mercury retrograde was brought up, right? And so it was discussed that, you know, during Mercury retrograde, but also not just during Mercury retrograde. That's not what was discussed, but my point is also that not just during Mercury retrograde, which does affect communication because Mercury is the planet in our birth charts that affects our communication style, our relationship to technology, things like that, okay? So that's why communication was being brought up in Mercury retrograde. Mercury, it's so hard to pronounce that right. Anyway, the point was that sometimes what we say and the words that we're using, they don't equate to the person we're talking to as to what we mean. So what one person thinks they're saying based on word choice and maybe tone of voice, intonation, these kinds of things, vocal and verbal cues, you know, they think they're saying one thing, but the person perceiving what they're saying hears a completely different message based on word choice, vocal cues, body language, or just, you know, kind of the vibe they get. Because if you're in the magical community, I'm sure you've heard somebody be like, oh, the vibe behind this, I don't believe it was said. I don't believe it was said in truth because of the vibe associated. And that's why words matter, both in communicating with other human beings, but also in divination or spell work, communicating with the gods and the goddesses. Word choice matters because we might know what we mean when we say a certain thing, but if we're saying it in a context that the most people are not familiar with, our point may be lost. So that's why we do Witchy Wordy Wednesdays, and that's why if you have words to suggest for me, I would love them. I'm holding off until I have a little more time because I have one set of words I want to do, and it has to do with all natural health. But if you have ideas, shoot them at me, because some days it's very mundane words that come to me, which are still important. However, for the Witchinary, we want it to be very associated with the craft, which everything is associated. But you know what I mean? You know what I hope you know what I mean.